Of all Disney movies, few hold such a special place in the hearts of fans as the Disney princess films. And what's not to love? There's a princess to suit every personality. But unless you have kids, it may have been a hot minute since you caught up with your favorite Disney princesses, and rewatching as an adult leads to some surprising realizations. Sad backstories. When you think of fairy tales, you probably think of happily ever after, but the Disney princess movies are actually full of heartbreak. Belle, Ariel, Pocahontas, and Jasmine all lost their mothers at a young age. Tiana's dad dies, Rapunzel was kidnapped from her real parents and grew up living a lie, Elsa and Anna, Cinderella, and Snow White all lost both parents. When you're younger, these absences seem secondary, but as an adult, it kind of guts you. Why can't we have more happy endings for mum and dad too? More trauma. It isn't just the loss of parental figures that makes life hard for the Disney princesses. There's also all of the other traumatic things that happen to them.
Were you poisoned?
No.
Cursed?
No.
Kidnapped or enslaved?
No. Are you guys okay? Should I call the police?
These young women should be socially awkward at best. It's likely that some of them would even have disorders or developmental issues from all the trauma they experienced during their early years of life. Yet somehow the princesses all get thrust into darkness and magically come out on the other side, sparkly and bright. Easter eggs aplenty. Pixar often gets all the credit for clever Easter eggs, but Disney manages to sneak a bunch into their princess movies too. In the opening scenes of The Little Mermaid, when King Triton arrives, Goofy and friends are in the audience. When the Sultan in Aladdin stacks his toys, a beast figurine can be seen near the top. In Princess and the Frog, Jasmine and Aladdin's magic carpet can be seen near a New Orleans balcony. And if you really keep your eyes peeled when Flynn Rider takes Rapunzel to the Snuggly Duckling, you'll catch a glimpse of Pinocchio tucked into the bar's rafters. Who knows how many more there might be? A little dirty. There's a lot of lore surrounding adult themes in Disney movies. Sure, some of those supposed references are just fans with overactive imaginations reading too much into things. But there are actually some intentionally pervy references in the Disney princess movies as well. When Frozen's Anna and Kristoff argue over how well she knows Hans, they have an exchange only adults will fully understand.
What size?
Foot size doesn't matter.
Hello, bedroom humor. And in Aladdin and the King of Thieves, what feels like an earthquake prompts Genie to quip, "I thought the earth wasn't supposed to move until the honeymoon." Even if you heard or saw these things when you were younger, you didn't know what they meant. Now you do.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Those song lyrics. Not all Disney princess songs are heartfelt and moving. Have you ever really listened to Kill the Beast from Beauty and the Beast? What about Savages from Pocahontas? Savages relies entirely on fear-mongering and hate rhetoric regarding the Native American people. Yikes. And that's not all. In The Little Mermaid's Poor Unfortunate Souls, Ursula sings about manipulating lonely, depressed people into giving up their souls. In Tangled's Mother Knows Best, Mother Gothel convinces Rapunzel that she could be trampled by a rhino, mugged and left for dead, or attacked by men with pointy teeth in the outside world. That's really dark and twisted. Oh baby. Kids like to see other kids on screen, but have you ever noticed that most of the Disney princess movies are essentially about teens or adults? Since the Disney princess movies stretch back as far as the 1930s, many of them follow certain social mores. The women don't work, they like to bake, they dream of getting married. But while that pattern of thought has historically also included starting a family, that's where the Disney princesses mostly buck the trend. While it's actually kind of nice that the princesses don't rush into parenthood given how young they all appear to be, it does seem puzzling that only Ariel went on to have a baby, and we didn't even get to see her daughter Melody until the sequel. Changing times. Disney princesses seem to be drawn up using the Barbie body measurement system. Tiny waists, absurdly long legs, their figures are someone's idealized version of bodily perfection. But there's no such thing as the perfect anything, and females come in far more body shapes than Disney princesses represent. The very fact that young girls watching don't notice the lack of body diversity and instead internalize the notions of perfection and beauty is all the more reason why change is necessary and why modern heroines like Moana and Merida are drawn with much more realistic figures. Here's to progress. Thanks for watching. Click the list icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.